Hi everyone, welcome to Pockets of Spaces. So I have Aditya with me once again, and the last video we did, previewing the round of 16 of the Champions League, which actually was a pretty good video. We worked very hard on it, but unfortunately that video got deleted because of copyright issues. No issues now. We move forward, and today we are going to talk about a topic that is quite trending, and by the title of this video, you must have understood, it's about Kylian Mbappe. But we are not here to banter about any club. We're not here to just bully the player. We're not going to abuse anyone. We're not going to blame anyone. We're just going to take into perspective how many people here are actually to blame. And we're going to present in front of you our own perspective, my own perspective, and he will present his own perspective to this situation. Which are the people, which are the organizations we think are responsible for a move as disgraceful as the Mbappe one has been? And I'll ask the question to Aditya now, and I'll just ask him, what was your first reaction? Like, because we were expecting Mbappe to move to Real Madrid for like ages. Since the World Cup, we knew he was moving to Real Madrid now, this summer, this summer, this summer. What was your first reaction when you got the news? What was your first reaction?
So for me, the reaction was like anyone else, any other football fan. I was shocked. Like, how can this move, which has been talked from so many years, months, that Kylian Mbappe is 100% going to Real Madrid this summer, and suddenly it collapses just because he has been given a new contract and it's lucrative, very lucrative contract, so much money involved, and also President of France calling Mbappe to stay. So I am shocked. Like, how did this happen? So that was like first primary reaction for me. But being a Barcelona fan, I am happy that Kylian Mbappe's transfer has failed, and I also did some banter to my Real Madrid friends. But still, being a football fan, this transfer or all these negotiations has been toxic for football, and that's all. Like, this has been a disgrace for football, and I don't support the way Kylian Mbappe has negotiated his contract or ended his contract talks with Real Madrid and signed a new contract for PSG. So yeah, and I would now ask Devushis about his reactions.
You said exactly right that Mbappe has done everything wrong. He should have, conducted himself in a much better way. He should have not closed his deal with Real Madrid after going too far. He shouldn't have negotiated. He shouldn't have used Real Madrid, an institution of that stature, to get a better offer from PSG. Now, here I just want to put one perspective, and this is the kind of perspective that a lot of people won't like, and a lot of people are actually blaming Mbappe that he's money obsessed. The thing I'm saying there is, why shouldn't he care about money? I'm a football coach. I'm a freelancer. I work for websites as a writer, as a speaker, as an analyst. I work at football club as a coach, as a scout. They pay me for something. So if tomorrow another football club comes to me and they say like I like your work and we are going to pay you more than the club which is currently paying me, why wouldn't I move? Because just like Mbappe, just like any other professional, I am a professional who is providing a service in exchange for money, which is my income, for my life, for my living. Now, of course, Mbappe, the salary Real would have given to Mbappe would have been enough for him to use it for his living. That's not a problem. But he's getting so much money, and I don't really know if Real Madrid was ever his dream because I don't really trust when superstars say that my dream was to do this. I'm like, just shut up, just mind your own business, just play. So the perspective I'm trying to put in, just from Mbappe's side, is that I think we all should blame Mbappe. I think Mbappe is wrong in the way he conducted himself. Mbappe is wrong in the way he treated Real Madrid. Mbappe is setting a very wrong example for the upcoming youngsters in this country and around the world. Everything is right. But blaming Mbappe for taking the money is not right because I think just as anyone else, he's a paid professional and he's just getting paid for an incredibly well-deserved service that he's providing to a club. So that's my perspective on that. I will respect anyone who disagrees because, of course, money shouldn't be the most important thing, but unfortunately, it is a very important thing.
So here, taking the aspect of money, which has been introduced into modern football from many years or last few decades. So my question is, during all these negotiation offers for this Mbappe's contract with PSG or Real Madrid, where are the governing bodies like UEFA, FIFA, or FFP which have their so-called rules and regulations for governing the money aspect or the money factor, which is related with the contract which the player signs with his or her respective club. So, like last year, we all saw Messi's contract negotiation, which was going with FC Barcelona, and then suddenly FFP intervened and La Liga rules and regulations, which made Messi to leave Barcelona. So, why are these such rules and regulations by FFP not being applied, or why are they not focusing on this problem of Mbappe's contract, which has created so much toxicity in football world? Why are they not taking any stand on this situation, which has made obviously, except PSG fans, every football fan is angry after this. Like, even if I, being a Barcelona guy, have made fun or bantered my other friends who support Real Madrid, but looking by thinking as a football fan, this is not a good thing. So my question to Devashish is, what is your thought on these governing bodies like FFP?
My stance on FIFA, my opinions on FIFA, UEFA, financial fair play, AFC, AIFF, all these governing bodies which are meant to take football in the better directions for their continent, for their country, for the world. FIFA. So they are supposed to make the football world more competitive. The gap between the smaller clubs and the bigger clubs is increasing per day, and they need to make it smaller, but they are not doing it. So they are not working on multiple stands. The World Cup being held in Qatar is an example of e-corruption, where labours are dying but no one is taking any action. UEFA, the way they deal with a lot of cases is actually disgraceful. Financial fair play, if you all remember, just a couple of years back, Manchester City were fined £30 million. At the time, they were going to be banned from the Champions League for 2 years, for 2 seasons. But at the end of that case, UEFA said that Manchester City are not guilty, but they will pay a fine of 30 million. So if you're not guilty, you should either not pay any fine, and if you are guilty, then you should have the sanctions. What is that 30 million? That is a settlement that the Abu Dhabi team or the Saudi Arabia deputy prime minister, I mean, it's unbelievable how a prime minister is owning a club at the same time. So he paying the money to UEFA and they just settling it down there and Man City continuing all the matches. It's just, there are plenty of examples to show you that FIFA, UEFA don't care about football. The only thing they care about is how can they make the most money, just like Mbappé. And that is the primary reason behind my perspective here. And of course, I should blame Mbappé because I don't think any player should accept a role anything more than a player. I'm a footballer. I just want to play football. If I paid to play football, that's the best feeling in the world. If you ask me the best job in the world, it's getting paid to play football. Like, what can be better than that? Getting the sporting directory, choosing managers, choosing players. I don't know what is there gonna do to the whole dressing room and stuff. So overall, my perspective of defending Mbappe in some situations was he's just earning the money for the things that he's supposed to do. FIFA, UEFA, financial fair play, all these people who are earning so much money are earning money for the things that they are not supposed to do or for not doing the things that they are supposed to do. So my stance is very clear. Mbappe has done a massive mistake. Mbappe is the wrong guy here. No one is the right guy, but Mbappe is the less wrong guy. And FIFA, UEFA are culpable for all the corruption, including this ridiculously toxic and disgraceful deal that we have just witnessed in the past week.
So, when you talked about this, the first thing that came to my mind was Eric Cantona's speech, the famous speech which he made during the UEFA draw some few years back. I can clearly sense those things which he said in his encoded and mysterious speech at UEFA awards, UEFA draw, at the UEFA draw, and it is like these things, this Mbappe saga of this whole Mbappe saga, I think, is like the start of those things which Eric Cantona just mentioned few years back. And we know that UEFA and FIFA are the ones who are bringing this toxicity to football, and we cannot allow this to happen.
And just adding on to that, last season when the Super League happened, which was one of the most eventful times for me as a football fan because I was like, people are saying FIFA are the right people, FIFA saying we are for the people, we are for justice, FIFA is justice, UEFA is justice, we are for the fans, we are for football, and fans actually bought into that. So at that time, FIFA, UEFA, the Premier League, La Liga all came together and they said that the people who are owning the clubs are wrong people, don't support them. I don't know how many of you viewers actually know this, but there are a lot of tests which owners have to pass before buying a club. And if an owner can buy a club or not is decided by Premier League, UEFA and FIFA. So FIFA are blaming the people who they have brought in the game. So they have brought them into the game to increase the corruption. Then they have done their own corruption, and when they take the corruption to another level, which FIFA cannot handle, because then their business will be lost, they are blaming these people. Because still, if we can see, Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Juventus, Tottenham, Arsenal, Madrid, Barcelona, Milan, and all these clubs which were in the Super League are still under UEFA. But UEFA apparently don't like the owners. So you can see there is a big mess, there's a big gap between how the football world is actually working right now. But just because it's the most popular sport and people are watching, these people are not actually acting. Respected Mr. Florentino Perez questioned the integrity of the sport. He said, this is not the way you behave. Now, I'm not quoting him. This is not what exactly he said. He said something like, you broke childhood dreams by paying him a lot of money. This is along the lines what he said. Now, I'll tell you what it means to pay and break childhood dreams. The generation I have grown up in, I've grown up in generation of FIFA World Cup, UEFA European Championships, Premier League, La Liga, and Champions League. All of these 5 tournaments were going to get scrapped last year because Florentino Perez, along with JP Morgan, along with Joe Glazer, along with all the billionaires in football, was going to invest a ridiculous amount of money in creating his own league, creating his own World Cup, creating his own European Championship, creating everything of his own brand. Isn't that a way to break dream? A history of 100 years, a history of 50 years, breaking them like this. One click and everything is over. Isn't that in any way, shape or form, hurting or questioning the integrity of the sport which he is talking about? So of course, after hearing my opinions on this whole situations and listening to what I said, a lot of my friends who are Real Madrid fans or just people who are watching this in general will think that I am blaming everyone apart from Mbappé, who is actually the main part of the story. Now again, I said in the beginning of the show, this is not the way you conduct yourself. This is not the way you use an institution like Real Madrid to get a better offer from a club like PSG, because let's be honest, Real Madrid is a club of heritage, it's a club of history, it's a club of global historic significance, and PSG are exactly the opposite of that. PSG are nothing. My problem in this situation is with FIFA, with UEFA, just like he said, with FFP, because where are they and why aren't they intervening in this situation and questioning PSG that how can you offer money like this? This is against the rules. This is breaking the rules of financial fair play. This is against the guidelines of UEFA. This is not acceptable for FIFA. No one has said a single sentence. And then Florentino Perez comes out and questions the integrity of the sport. The guy who actually almost broke the whole history and created his own tournaments for every level. So World Cup, his own World Cup, his own Champions League, his own league. And that guy is today questioning the integrity of the sport. So my problem has never been with any club. My problem has always been with the people who run the club. My problem is not with Liverpool. My problem is not with Jurgen Klopp. My problem is not with Virgil van Dijk. My problem is with John WNP, who is running Liverpool in a manner. So these people, the owners of Liverpool, the owner of United, Madrid, Barcelona, are all part of this mess. And in that same mess are the people from UEFA and FIFA. And when something goes wrong, they all blame each other, and nothing comes out of the situation which actually benefits football. And that's their job. And with that, we come to the end of this video. We have made all the points which we wanted to make because we really thought it was really necessary to make these points and to present this in front of you, because what has happened is, in the heat of the situation, in all the banter, all the jokes, all the memes, in all the anger, frustrations of fans and everyone, We're blaming individuals, we're blaming clubs who actually cannot solve these problems. And we are missing out on the people and on the governing bodies who can actually solve these problems. So we made this video to just remind everyone that of course Mbappe is the wrong guy, PSG are the wrong club, they've all made a mistake, but they could be punished by the organization and governing bodies like FIFA, UEFA, FFP, but they are also not working. So unless they don't take any actions, things like this will only increase. Right now this has happened with just one player. Next season this will happen with three players, with Haaland and with Jude Bellingham, with Phil Foden. It could happen with so many players in the future. We need FIFA to take a stand and to say these things cannot happen. Until and unless they do this, these things are only going to continue. And blaming individuals at the end of the day does not solve any problems. With that, we sign off and thank Aditya to come on here and to present his opinions. I have put my opinions. I want you all to put your opinions in the comment. You can send me a mail, you can message me on the platforms on the link I've given below. You can contact me for things. And we'll meet you in the next video. Jai.